Radamel Falcao's voice in that clip is calm, but the words land like a grenade. He reveals that Florentino Perez once put a napkin in front of him, an old-school, almost cinematic transfer gesture, and that detail says more about football power plays than many full press conferences ever do. To understand why a napkin matters, you only need to remember how transfer theatre is built on ritual. A discreet note, a coded message, a moment that separates a handshake from a heist. Falcao's admission isn't gossip for gossip's sake. It's an honest flash of the pressure players face when rivals sit across the table and the money and prestige start whispering. He says he felt the temptation but chose to resist, and that single choice rewrites the simple story of a player's movement into a moral drama about identity and loyalty in elite football. That's the first layer of this story, a veteran who could have been tempted by Real Madrid but chose otherwise, and for fans who live and breathe city rivalries, it's the kind of revelation that instantly becomes part of club folklore. But Falcao didn't stop there. He pivoted from presidential napkins to player conduct and made a blunt observation about Kylian Mbappé, a teammate of his once at Monaco and now a global superstar. This kid is really good. The thing is, he doesn't pass it on to anyone. Those words will sting because they come from someone who watched Mbappé's rise at close quarters. When a seasoned striker describes a world-class talent as reluctant to share the ball, it prompts questions about style, ego, and the balance between individual brilliance and team success. Fans will debate whether Falcao's critique is a harsh truth, a generational difference in attacking instincts, or simply the candid perspective of a man who's seen football's inner working. The context matters. Falcao and Mbappé were teammates in that iconic Monaco side that surprised Europe, a team forged by chemistry and daring. Hearing one of its former leaders suggest a breakdown in passing is intriguing because it reframes Mbappé's highlight reels into a tactical conversation about contribution and cooperation. Add to this the image of Florentino Perez, the man who has shaped Real Madrid's Galactico era, placing a napkin in front of a rival striker, and you get a scene that's as symbolic as it is sensational. The napkin anecdote is not new in Spanish football lore. Perez has been linked to curtain raiser moments before, but hearing it directly from the player at the centre of those swirling rumours adds credibility and sting. For Atletico fans, Falcao's refusal will be a badge of pride. For Madridistas, it will feed the age-old narrative of the club's unstoppable pursuit of talent. For the neutral viewer, it's a window into how transfer conversations actually happen. Rarely neat, often performed, and always impactful. Beyond the headlines, there's a real human story, a player weighing reputation, loyalty, and opportunity, and that's what makes this interview clip resonate. At the same time, Falcao's critique of Mbappé opens a tactical debate that coaches, pundits, and fans will spin for days. Is Mbappé's game ultimately team-friendly, or is his individual brilliance sometimes at odds with shared playmaking? The answer matters not just for club football, but for how national teams and managers build around him. Finally, you can't ignore where Falcao is in his own journey. A decorated striker who's still in the conversation, whose comments carry weight precisely because his career started in these very rivalries and transfer sagas. The interview excerpts circulated on social media ahead of the full broadcast, and they've already sparked furious discussion across platforms, proof that a single moment of candor from a respected veteran can reshape narratives overnight. When the full interview airs, expect more context, more stories, and more of the kind of frankness that leaders like Falcao bring to the table. Whether you view him as a loyal icon or a truth teller, his words are set to leave a mark on how we think about transfers, teammates, and the price of fame on and off the pitch.